right, we're doing 10-5 surface area of prisms and cylinders. Now, a couple of things I want to touch base with you on, just so that if you see these terms or concepts on ISAT, you know what they're talking about. First of all, I think that the word sometimes of space figures throws people. They're just talking about a three-dimensional figure. So these are considered your space figures. So if you saw that term on ISAT, you now know a space figure is just your three-dimensional shapes. And so I have wooden figures. So those are your shapes, your three-dimensional shapes. You have a cylinder and so on. Okay? So those are space figures. The other thing that you might see on ISAT, and again, just I don't want it to confuse you, is they may talk about a net. And a net is just that three-dimensional figure laid out, and they're going to ask you if you fold that figure up, or if you fold the net up, what three-dimensional or space figure would it make? Okay, so for example, this one here, if I fold each of the triangles up, it makes a what?
Prism.
A prism. It's
Pyramid.
a pyramid, right? Think about that. If this, here's my base, if each of those triangles were laid out flat, it's going to look like that. So that is a net, okay? How about this one? This one's a little bit harder.
Rectangular.
Okay, a triangular prism, okay?
I know my shape.
So it's going to look like this. So that is a triangular prism, okay? All right, so if you see that on ISAT, you should be fine. Now remember, surface area. Done? Okay, surface area is the combined area of the faces of a figure. So you have to find the area of each face, and then you're going to add them together. So on your homework for tomorrow when you get to class, you have 3 different types of space figures that they're asking you to find the surface area on. Charlie, focus over here. Okay, so each of these, the first thing you need to make sure that you do is do not mix up your surface area with volume. Make sure you understand if they ask for surface area, you're thinking to yourself, well, what does that really mean? So if I'm trying to find the surface area of a shape like this, I have to find the area of this face, and I'd multiply it by 2 because those are the same, my 2 triangles on the ends, right? And then I would have to find my surface area of the rectangle, and assuming that this triangle is an equilateral triangle, then I would multiply by 3, add that all together to get my surface area. Okay? So if I am looking at this shape right here, tell me the different shapes that I am working with.
Rectangular.
Okay, so think about your faces. So look at this is what we're talking about right here. What different shapes am I working with in this case? Mason? Okay, the square on the bottom, right? Okay, so same thing up here. I have a square, so I need to find the area of the square. Okay, now let's, for the sake of, we're just going to make up numbers here. Let's say that this is 5. Okay? What other shape am I going to deal with then with this type of a figure? Taylor? Triangle. And how many triangles do we have? We have 4 of them. Okay, now think about this too. Because this is a square, are all these triangles going to be the same? Okay, all right, so keep that in mind. Okay, the only other measurement we need on this is we need the height of the triangle. So let's say that the height is 10. All right, so I'm going to find my square first. So base times height, or remember that the real formula is the side squared or s squared, but same thing. So I get 5 times 5, so the area of my square is what?
25.
25 what?
Units squared.
Good, okay? Then I need to find, and you may have more room than I do, but remember to leave yourself room here so that we can do these other problems. Now I need to find the area of my triangle. And let's just find the area of one of the triangles, because if I find the area of one of the triangles, then what can I do? Multiply it by 4, because I have 4 triangles. Okay, so area equals 1/2 base times height. Area equals 1/2. What's the base of my triangle? What's the height of my triangle? Okay? So I end up with, well, what's half of 10?
5.
What's 5 times 5?
25.
Okay? Now, and then that's units squared still. What you have to remember is to put it all together. So that's one of my triangles. You told me that we're going to multiply that by 4 because we have 4 of the same triangle. So I get what?
100.